Before we go into this video, I need to preface that I don't have dropshipping in here at all, which is something you'll hear from other videos talking about income streams. I don't know much about it, I don't do it myself. From what I've seen, it's not a good idea as the stats and numbers are against you, there's too much competition. Maybe you can get it to work, but for me personally, it's not something I've looked into much or am considering for the near future. Maybe I will down the track, but in this video, you won't see dropshipping as an income stream, although you could very well add that in if you so please. I will also preface that many other videos I see on income streams literally just list stuff like, oh, be a video editor, be a freelancing website creator, stuff like that. These come under the category of a job or a business to me. Based on this logic, everybody could have 20 income streams. Everybody learn video editing, everyone have a YouTube channel, everyone make thumbnails, everyone do voiceovers, everyone write video scripts. See how I've just listed 5 income streams? In my opinion, these fall under the business category, and they're all just different in their own way, but they don't warrant separate income streams in my opinion. They just count as having separate businesses/jobs. I probably contradict myself later in this video, but you'll note that when I talk about different income streams, they may fall under the same category, aka a YouTube channel, but each income stream is different in their own way, aka AdSense, sponsors, products from the brand. These all fall under the business umbrella, but they're 3 different income streams. I didn't say something like a YouTube channel talking about basketball, a YouTube channel talking about finance, a YouTube channel talking about horror. These are all the same income streams, which is a YouTube channel, aka a business, but most others will consider this 3 separate income streams. My video will go over distinct streams of income. Hope this makes sense, but you won't be seeing business ideas or drop shipping in this video. You'll be seeing different types/categories of income streams. Another good way to describe it is, in my opinion, it's highly plausible to do all of these income streams like in the same week, if that makes sense. Like if you had 20 different businesses or 20 different jobs, there's no way you could do all of that in 1 week. But you can have things like, I don't know, interest income, dividend portfolio income, royalties from a book, and 2 jobs, for example. Like that's highly probable, but I couldn't say, oh, have a job as an electrician during the week, but also have your online video editing business, as well as your dog sitting business, as well as your second job at the local cafe, as well as tutoring for high school students. You see how all of these take up a good amount of your time, and there's no way you could realistically get all of these done. Like for your video editing job, you wouldn't get paid unless a video's done, unless you're editing a 2-minute video every week. And unless you only have like 1 high school student to tutor after Monday's school session and after your electrical job during the week, for example. There's no way these 5 income streams I listed are a feasible choice. But if you had like your electrician income, then your dividend portfolio income, then your interest income, and then your second job, and then like income from being like a food reviewer or something like that. You see how you can do all 5 of those in the same week, but not the other 5 I listed. So that's kind of where this video is headed. Second last disclaimer, these income streams will be more applicable to me in the future, as these are all income streams I could see myself doing/getting. Although some of them aren't in place yet, I'm taking steps towards having them in place. Now, last disclaimer before we get in. These income streams are, well, income streams. They are most certainly not enough to cover your living expenses unless you become extremely good at them, or you have a large sum of money in them, such as a dividend portfolio. I feel that some people think that every income stream should be able to replace a job. They won't in most cases. These are just ways to make some extra money. So let's begin. Category 1, employment income. Income stream 1, a career. No surprise here if you're a regular of mine. Pick a career in demand. That way you have a stable, reliable source of income that you have the power to negotiate raises at. If you work a standard minimum wage job like my supermarket job, you have no such power. Your income is in the hands of the corporation or unions, so the best income stream is a full-time career. Income stream 2, a part-time/casual/second job. Now, yes, first income stream was a job, and so is this. So you may argue these fall under the same category based on my logic in the introduction, but I see this differently. Either way, this is a good idea for extra income, getting a second job alongside your career, providing that your career doesn't require ludicrous hours. If that's the case for you, suck up your current workplace for a few years until you have enough experience, then leave for an easier job. If you're in the case where you're able to work a second job and it doesn't interfere with the rest of your life and you could use the extra money, why not? Most full-time workplaces, in the white-collar industry at least, won't allow you to work extra hours to get paid for it. Some larger organizations like Big Law, Big Accounting, or banking, for example, expect unpaid overtime hours to hit billables or whatever. So if you work in those industries, forget about a second job, just get your career experience first and foremost. As for which second job to pick places such as fast food, supermarkets, or restaurants, as they have a lot of opportunities for shifts, and there's plenty of work in those particular fields. Plus, there's heaps of other employees there, so you have a good opportunity to expand your social circle. Income stream 3, superannuation. Here in Australia, it's mandatory for employers to pay their employees a certain percentage of their wages/salary into retirement funds. If you have a business, you get no such boost. And if you do cash in hand and under the table jobs, you also don't get this. So although being on the books is a negative in the sense you can't get away with dodging taxes, it's a positive in the sense that you have additional money put aside for retirement. This is debatable as to if it's a separate income stream from a job, but I see it this way because it's essentially extra money put into a managed fund that you can't touch unless you're in dire circumstances or retirement age. So another way to look at this is income from a stock portfolio that your employer pays into, not you paying into it out of your own pocket, out of your own after-tax income. Category 2, business income. Income stream 4, AdSense. Cliche example from these type of videos, but this is an income stream I could potentially have in the future if this channel becomes large enough and it becomes a YouTube affiliate. Chuck in an ad at the start and in the middle of the video, make some money if people watch the entire thing. A little extra income never hurt nobody. Income stream 5, sponsors. So if you watch one of my most recent videos, you'll know I tend to slander finance-related YouTube channels if they take too many sponsors. To be honest, I hate when I'm watching on YouTube and they have some god-awful, not at all creative segue into the sponsor, and they say, "I've been using them for a while now." Yeah, sure, aka I've been using them since they contacted me and they've been paying my bills. I wouldn't take sponsors from shit I don't use/trust. Here is a list of all the sponsors I'd take, and those are only the ones that I know of, but rest assured I won't compromise brand integrity for money. I don't slash the brand stat in exchange for the money stat, but this is another extra way of making extra side income. Income stream 6, products. So most large names/brands/businesses/influencers have sponsors, but they also have their own products such as apparel, courses, memberships, etc. This is another income stream I could potentially have in the future, although it would most likely be stuff like apparel. I doubt I'd sell any courses/meal plans/fitness programs since I'll probably give that info for free on this channel regardless. But if I was to sell you that, you'd be paying for the convenience of having it in a PDF/Excel format, not so much the information itself. I've already given away a free diet and info slideshow on the perfect diet if you watch that whole video. But anyway, this is another income stream. You could dissect this a step further and say, oh, you could sell courses, you could sell meal plans, you could sell workout plans, you could sell apparel. There's 4 income streams right there, but to me, these all come under products, which is under the business category. Income stream 7, affiliate marketing. This one is only applicable once you have a large enough brand/following. You make some commissions off people purchasing products via your link, but again, this is only viable once the brand is large enough. There's plenty of products I use, including skincare, body wash, hairspray/hair gel, protein powders, stock platforms, etc. that could be considered here. But it's not something I'm actively looking at right now, since my focuses are on my career and real estate at the moment. This one is for the future. Category 3, stock market income. Income stream 8, swing trading. Regulars know that I'm a part of the small crowd that does the whole stock trading thing, so this is another income stream. It's not reliable whatsoever, since you never know when a trade will go wrong or right, or where your next good trade is coming from. But as mentioned at the start of the video, these are never meant to sustain you, it's just extra money on the side. You can also obviously lose money doing this, so don't do it with money you're willing to lose, or unless you've had some practice and have a decent idea of what you're doing, but swing trading stocks is a nice income stream. And as I mentioned in one of my other prior videos, once you do something for long enough, you eventually become good at it. I seriously doubt that in 10 years from now, I'll be a worse stock trader than I am now. You know, I'd imagine I'd be pretty good at it by then. So you just got to get your hours in, got to put points on the board in this sense, got to get time in the market, and then you'll eventually become good at it. It's like that saying, 10,000 hours to master a skill or whatever. So in my case, I'm just listening to a lot of stuff, doing some trades here and there, slowly but surely getting the hang of it. Income stream 9, stock portfolio. So you see this one come up a lot in these sorts of videos. Eventually, once I've paid off my whole real estate thing, I'll start building up a stock portfolio. I have my own reasons as to why I don't have one at the moment, which I've talked about before, but basically I see the stock market staying down for a couple more years, and I need my cash value to retain its figure to pay off my first real estate purchase in the near future. And if I put it in the stock market, it can very well be at a lower value by the time I need the money. So I don't have a stock portfolio for the long term at the moment, but eventually I'll have one I slowly trickle money into, and it'll be the one that slowly just grows over time. Another income stream. Income stream 10, dividends. Piggybacking off the prior point, I don't have one at the moment except for my employment share plan at my supermarket job. I get dividends about twice a year from that plan, so technically this has already started, but in due course, I'll also start a long-term portfolio based on dividend stocks. This is another income stream I'll grow in the future since it's nice to have some extra money trickling in. Income stream 11, bonds. So you can argue this one should be counted as a part of the long-term stock portfolio, but there's a different strategy to having bonds, as it's a good hedge against central bank interest rate fluctuations and expectations for the future economy. It's outside the scope of this video, but when interest rates rise, the stock market usually goes down and the yields on bonds go up. So it's like a hedge in a way. Again, outside the scope of this video, but I personally believe this is separate to a long-term portfolio for my own reasons. Category 4, real estate income. Income stream 12, real estate equity. So when you have real estate, more specifically land, the value goes up as time goes on. You can basically extract this increase in value to use on other things like more real estate. Simply by owning land/real estate, that goes up in value, which is another income stream in my opinion. Income stream 13, rental income. Once you own your property, if you have spare rooms, you can rent these out. Whether you want to live with other people that you don't really know is up to you. Me personally, in my area, where my house is eventually going to be built, I can rent out 3 bedrooms to international students. So the land I have is big enough to have a 4-bedroom house on it. Obviously, one of them will be mine. And the area is somewhat close to a university. And with immigration picking up here in Australia, especially for international students, I believe it would be quite easy to fill out these rooms. The reason I picked them, the international students that is they'd be more relatable. It would be their rich parents paying the rent more than likely, so I don't feel bad for charging money to some students. And I feel international students are much less rowdy than domestic students. I don't mind a house party in my house from tenants, but I'd prefer if it wasn't every night. But that's something to worry about down the track. In the meantime, I need to wait till the land is actually ready, and I need to find a construction company that isn't going to go insolvent halfway through building my house. Category 5, miscellaneous income. Income stream 14, sports gambling. You won't hear this from most people, since obviously it's risky and most people lose on this, but it's an idea nonetheless if you enjoy watching sports and have a decent idea of how a game will go, and if certain teams have good odds based on the sports books. The reason I didn't mention gambling as a whole, such as poker, slot machines at pubs, games at casinos like blackjack, etc., is that I personally don't do any of those. Whenever my friends or I end up at a pub or a casino, they play these, but I don't, since it's mostly chance. I know there's certain ways you can card count in that game where you need to hit 21 points. I can't remember its name, but you get cards given to you from the dealer. If you say hit me, and if you go over 21, you'll lose. Stuff like that, I don't participate in. I'm also pretty sure the dealers have a way of countering this card counting strategy by adding in more cards to their deck. And I know that some people make a living off playing poker, but in that case, wouldn't that become your job? Maybe they can do this on the side of their main job, but I doubt this is a smart idea to make a living off of. Not very stable at all. Anyway, gambling can be another source of income. In Australia, there's strict laws on sports betting, but sometimes sports betting websites/apps will have deposit match promotions. Basically, they'll match you, usually up to around $200 in bonus bets. So you put in $200 and they'll give you an extra $200 to bet with in bonus bets. And before you think you can just deposit $200, take the bonus bets and then withdraw the $200 again, doesn't work like that. You need to bet $200 before you can withdraw anything. Or at least you can withdraw what you've bet. So if I put $10 down and I win that bet, I can then withdraw the $10 and whatever amount extra I won from the bets, if that makes sense. If I put $10 on something that's got $2 odds and I win $20, so I can withdraw that $20. So by taking these sign-up bonuses, which happens from time to time, as long as you can make a winning bet, it's free money. What I usually do is I usually bet on handicaps or total points. Often I'll watch the game live and then gauge how the game is going, then call up and make a live bet from there. Obviously, I lose sometimes, but if you watch enough sports, this can be another income stream. And I only call them if I have the ability to, because at the supermarket job, I am obviously running around and I'm in the face of customers, so I can't really watch sports betting while I'm doing that. At the office, I can get away with it because it's easy to hide your phone and whatnot. But I'll only really call them if I'm on my lunch break or on my tea break when I'm far away from everyone else. I won't call and make a live bet when I'm in the office. Like sometimes I might step out and do it if I see really good odds, but this isn't something I do super often. But like I said at the start of the video, this is just extra income. It's not how to make a living off sports betting. This is just extra income from sports betting. Income stream 15, interest income. This has basically gone under the radar for the last few years with the incredibly low interest rates, but now they're picking up to respectable levels in terms of if you're a saver, that is. If you have a loan of some sort, no, not so much. You can make good money by parking some money in high interest savings accounts. Obviously, this comes into conflict with a stock market portfolio or a bond portfolio, since the more money you put away in those, the less that can be stored in a bank. But it's a good idea, in my opinion, to spread out your money across these three. Interest income from your bank is something you receive each month. Bond payments usually get paid out at maturity, and the interest payments from bonds come out every 6 months as far as I know. Stock portfolio appreciation depends on the market as a whole, so you only have an income stream if your portfolio increases in value. If you have a dividend portfolio, like I will eventually have, besides my supermarket dividends, you get paid out whenever the company pays these dividends. So all of that is to say, interest income from a bank is a more regular stream of income. Rather than having money come in 2 to 4 times a year, like with the other examples, the interest income you receive from a bank is monthly, so 12 times a year. My interest income I receive from my banks by having more than $65,000 saved in them quite literally pays for my groceries. This won't last, as this money will go straight into paying off my real estate. So in several months, I'll have $0 in the bank accounts. But if you have money lying around, look at which banks offer the highest interest rates and then sign up there and park money in there. Here in Australia, it's Bank of Queensland and ING. The Bank of Queensland interest rates are only applicable to 16 to 34-year-olds or something. So I've got several years to take advantage of this, and it only applies up to $50,000. ING, on the other hand, has 0.15% less interest, but it's up to $100,000 and there's no age limit. So wherever you live, go and check out what other savings rates other banks are providing. Income stream 16, pet sales. Not sure how it works in other countries, but here in Australia you can make a lot of money by selling pets, dogs specifically. Animals like birds and guinea pigs sell for like $10 to $60, maybe more depending on the circumstance, but some dogs can go for several hundreds or even several thousands of dollars. You need to get a license for this or whatever, but it seems to be quite lucrative. It's definitely something to consider if you have your own place, or maybe your parents are cool with having extra animals around. I am definitely going to be looking for this once my house/land is ready. And I just want to add, I definitely think this is doable alongside every other income stream I've listed, because it's not like every single pet owner is home all day to play with their pets, you know what I mean? But again, this is something I'll look at in the future, but I can definitely see myself doing this. Income stream 17, reselling clothes slash collectibles and other shit. Another one I'm sure you've seen, reselling stuff you no longer use. Somewhat like a garage sale, this is a way of making money. However, my strategy for this income stream is buying stuff like collectibles, old video game stuff, cards from franchises, then resell them later for a higher price. In 2016, I bought a bucket load worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, just purely for myself. I had a random craving to purchase all these cards from my childhood. No idea if they're totally authentic or whatever, but I could have bought the authentic stuff back then and resold for a higher price now. Obviously, I don't have heaps of these cards, but if you stockpile them and slowly hoard them, you can resell for a higher price later down the track. As franchises such as Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh progress, the OG products only appreciate in value. So getting the older products and reselling them later can be a good idea. I also have a lot of Nintendo products such as several DS's. These will likely appreciate in value in the future too. So there's the potential for another income stream, reselling gaming consoles. So income stream 17 can be summarized as basically reselling stuff, but in my case, target video game slash childhood franchise related products, as more often than not, these only become more valuable as time goes on. Income stream 18, participating in medical trials. If you saw one of my early 2022 videos, you'll know I was partaking in a clinical trial. I think I briefly mentioned it in a later video, but I didn't get through because I got like 72% on this lung capacity test when I needed at least 75% or some shit. I don't know. That's my fault for skipping cardio. No bitches and no basketball cost me into getting this study. No matter, there's plenty of trials you can partake in. I haven't signed up for any others lately, any other studies that is, since I honestly just want to be on cruise control until I get my CPA studies done. It's really draining me, so I prefer to just have my usual weeks. I honestly get disgruntled whenever I get invited for social events, since it requires me to rearrange my schedule and takes time away from brand and study. I just want a clear path until my damn studies are done, but that's besides the point. I haven't signed up for any other clinical trials lately, but it's still an option. You still receive the emails to be a part of these trials, so there's always choices and options. You've always got some emails coming in every couple of weeks or so with a new trial that they're recruiting for. Other potential income streams: dropshipping, OnlyFans, meal plans slash workout programs, Fiverr freelance services, rideshare driver, renting out rooms in an Airbnb sense, and parking spaces. So I figured I'd list some other potential income streams that don't include some digital nomad business type of thing, such as a video editor, thumbnail maker, etc. I've already touched on dropshipping, but it's an idea if you have the time. OnlyFans is obviously more applicable to women, which is like none of my viewers. I think I had one female viewer that became a viewer on my butterfly effect video, but I think some people consider it as an option. I obviously don't advocate for this, as it's bad for your career, and even then you don't really make a heap of money off it unless you have a lot of thirsty followers, aka usually it's only a good idea if you're like an Instagram model, but even so, those pics slash videos are online forever. It'll come back to haunt you in the future. So it's an option, but I don't recommend it, hence why it's not a part of my 18 income streams that I could earn in the future, because it's not something I do. If it was, it would be faceless, and I try to promote it with an entirely separate account, obviously not related to me personally or my gamification of life brand, but that's only if I was to consider it. I doubt anyone wants to pay for small dick. Meal plans slash workout programs are more for personal trainers with an online presence. Obviously not everyone can do this, but once you become somewhat fit, there's always some people who are willing to pay you for your services. I've had several people I know personally ask for workout programs slash diet programs. I didn't charge due to mates rates, aka $0, but I could very easily have done this. I mentioned it earlier in the video, but if I was to ever do this to my audience, you'd be paying for the convenience of having it listed in an Excel slash PDF format. You wouldn't be paying for my information, since I've already given that for free on this channel. And I'll eventually be making more gym specific videos too. Fiverr freelance services are somewhat tied to the whole digital nomad business ideas that I've mentioned earlier in this video, but you can flip this into whatever other skills you have. Such as for me, if I was to sign up to Fiverr and sell workout/nutrition programs, that would be my Fiverr freelance business income stream. I likely won't consider this, as chances are I'll be using my extra spare time growing my brand as opposed to trying to sell people some stuff on Fiverr, but we shall see. But I don't foresee myself doing this, but it is an option for most people. Rideshare driver, such as driving for Uber or Lyft, is another common side income idea. I personally won't ever do this, as I'll be making enough from trading my time for income, aka my accounting career and supermarket job. My other income streams all require me to be at home at my desk. You know, trading stocks, growing my brand, making sure my tenants aren't trashing the place, taking care of the dogs that breed puppies, not turning them into a factory or anything, but obviously I'll be at work a lot of the time, and then I'll have gym, so I'll need to be home somewhat to look after the dogs. The idea is to work from home most days in the week and then work out from home, so I can obviously have the dogs on my lap when I'm working, or even just have them sit there while I work out in my garage. But all of that is to say that I won't be doing rideshare driving, since I'll be making enough money away from my house as is. I don't need another, but that's an option for some people. I already said rental income was an option for me, but I'm referring to renting out a room in the sense of Airbnb in this example. I'm not super familiar with Airbnb, but it's screwing up the rental market as far as I'm aware. I'd rather have the constant income stream as opposed to the sporadic nature of Airbnbs, so no Airbnb for me. As for renting out parking space, I'm pretty sure this is a thing in some parts of America. I'm sure it's a thing around Melbourne here in Australia, but in my area, it's more than likely not a thing. There's plenty of spaces on the side of the road, so this is an option for some people, but not me, especially since where my house is going to be, it's not like you'd ever really need to have to pay someone for a parking spot, since you could just park on the side of the street wherever for free. So not an option for me, but maybe an option for some. I'm sure there are other income streams. I could have made this an hour-long video by listing different types of online businesses as income streams, but I'm only listing some ideas that came to my mind that are different from everything else you'd see from these videos, since they tend to just talk about different businesses, and many income streams relate to their business, aka YouTube channel, AdSense, affiliate marketing, sponsors, products, etc. Like whenever you see someone talking about their 8 different income streams, you'll find that like 6 of them are tied to their YouTube channel or their business, for example. So that's more than 20 different income streams that you could save for yourself. I'd suggest prioritizing a career in real estate, then move to a second job, and from there move to things such as a business and stocks, and then look at other methods like clinical trials and selling pets. Of course, you could do these without focusing on other areas first, but I prefer stability and consistency over anything else. Hence why career, real estate, then second job would be my focus before worrying about other income streams. What income streams do you have? Do you have any income streams that I haven't listed? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. That is all.